Ayo, 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 welcome to Black Girl Still Dreaming. This is Faye reporting live from New York.
This is Martha. I am still in Minnesota, but you know what? We're not having like frigid temperatures this week, so I'm happy about that. And Faye is in New York, which is much cooler. How are you doing, Faye?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm in New York visiting a friend who just moved and, just going on shenanigans, enjoying the city. So much excitement in the air with Mamdani coming into office and also
Whoop.
just the holidays. I'm Muslim, so I don't really be celebrating all the holidays, but I do like the energy that's in the air. And I went on a date here too. It's kind of cute. My
Yes.
my found a little
Ooh.
yeah yeah. I'm
You know,
joking.
I said something to Chad. Like I was talking about somebody, like you were talking to or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, Faye's little yeah, yeah. And he's like, don't say that. I'm like, why? That's what Faye says. I felt like I was like embarrassed. But no, yeah, I feel like love is in the air. It's the holiday season, and even if you're not really like I'm not really even doing anything for Christmas. Like me and Chad are just staying at home with the cats, which is my perfect day off, so I'm not mad about it. But Faye, yeah, tell us as much as you want about your dates and your escapades and things. Um, I know everything can't be on the pod.
Yes. Oh, well, LOL, on the Chad note of the little yeah, yeah. I think it's hard. It's like, what do you call someone you really like, but then it's also like you just met, but it's also like you like them. Um,
Which is so exciting. Like you're allowed to like people.
exactly. Oh my God, and I feel like that's been what's been so nice about dating here versus dating back home. Like, I think there's just an appreciation for like blackness, especially being in New
I've
York.
heard.
Versus like dating in Minnesota, it feels like, it kind of feels like sometimes folks like they'll show interest, but it doesn't feel genuine, and I'm the type of person that wears their heart on their sleeve, so I just be like, I like you, and then it's like, dang, what's going on, like, well,
Yeah, and we're both like that. Like I am also very much like I just tell people straight up, like if I'm feeling them, and I feel like that's part of the reason why we get along because we're just direct in a state where like a state being Minnesota, like in a state where not a lot of people are direct or like directness is frowned upon, especially from Black women. Clock it.
no, for real, especially too because it's giving predominantly white institute, even though it's a state. um I mean,
Literally, the whole state is PWI.
no, for real. I mean, don't get it twisted. We there's some black folks out there. We out here,
Right, we
but
out here rolling deep.
there are layers. There are layers to experiencing romance in a space like that. But yeah, it's just been really nice. I also just appreciate how late everything is open in New York, because like the day I landed, I was like
Clock
so
it.
tired. Yeah, well, because back home everything closes at like 8. Not like even the holiday closes at like 8 or 9, and it's like, dang, I just want a vitamin water and some Skittles, but the gas station's closed.
Right.
Versus trying to get a meal and I'm like, and I, I'm trying not to go to like all these fast food restaurants, so it's just been nice being in New York. And like that first day I landed and I was so tired, and I like took a nap, and then I was like, oh my God, wait, like everything's still open. I can go get food, I can go see my friend, I can go out dancing, I can go to a jazz bar. Like it was just, I need Minneapolis to get on that. Like more things should be open later, more things should be accessible, like food, like
Right.
places, like social places where you can like meet friends or you can meet like folks, like be intimate. I think there's not
Right.
enough third spaces unless we curate them, aka Martha
Well,
be hosting Friendsgiving.
yeah, well, and that's the thing too. Like I love third spaces. I also love hosting and I love gathering and like impromptu sense. Like I love house parties. I love all that. And I think like, yeah, the thing about Minneapolis, I feel like somewhere open cools. Yep. Somewhere cool opens. And it's like, oh, this is awesome. And then it like closes, or they're anti-black, or they're like anti-trans, or they're just like freaking weird, or like it's super expensive, or like there's always something like it's, and I feel like the places are like few and far between, so then it's like you don't even have the options to be like, yeah, let me roll to option B, because there's only like A, B, and C. And what if all you know, and then I think like two like the clubs need to stay open later than 2. Like, what are we doing? Because by 1:30, that shit's wraps. And it's just like, I just woke up, you know? Like, I took a nap for this. Like, I'm getting to my late 20s. I took a nap for this. Like, stay open, you know?
No, that's so fair. Well, especially, when you work like a 9 to 5, like we do, and especially you have that you be driving to and from work like for an hour. And I think, the older we get, the more like rest time you need in between everything. And like, especially as like we go into the season of like moving with slowness, moving with intention, moving with alignment. I want to do that, but I also like want to be social. Like you said something to me the other week of like I don't want to just go to work, go to sleep, go to work, go to sleep, But if we're moving in slowness and moving with the time that feels right, that's all we end up doing because everything is closed. Or the
Right.
homies are doing karaoke, but it's like early in the day and it's like, girl, I just got off.
Literally, I just got off and I'm tired. And like, but it's like, I don't want to just go to sleep, but like, I'm tired. And I saw this thing that was like, you gotta do it tired. And like, I think that was like the resolution or whatever to like that comment that I made about like I don't just want to like go to work and go to sleep. And I think like someone said like it helps you not like hate your life. Like you hate your life because you're going to work and you're going to sleep. Like you need to do other things and you need to do them tired because your whole thing is like, yeah, I'm tired after work. You still got to do it. Like because that's the only way you're going to like feel alive. And I just hate like it's such a weird feeling that we all have to like find those pockets of I don't know. Like it's weird that we have to do that. Like it's actually like inconvenient for us, but like we have to inconvenience ourselves to like be human beings, like and feel alive. I don't know.
No, I feel you. It's like, what did you call it? It's like you have to find pockets of like compromise, of like living your best life versus taking care of yourself. And yeah, tis the thing. But okay, but yeah, that was New York, and let me stop shitting on Minnesota. I do love it. I do love being from there.
No, I feel like it's very kosher to I don't even know if that's the word. It's very like
It is
I
Hanukkah
think
over here.
right, right. Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish sisters. But yeah, it's very like appropriate to shit on the place you're from. Like I love doing that with Florida. I love talking crap about Florida. And I will visit and be like happy like visiting and like obviously my family's there and I love my family and all of those things.
Home.
And like, it's Florida. Like I don't want to live there. Like hence why I don't live there, you know?
No, that's so real. That's so real. And LOL, not the happy Hanukkah to our Jewish girlies. No, dude, they're like over here, like all the cars have, I think they're called menorahs. Like on top of the cars, they have menorahs, and it's super cool. And there's like a huge Jewish population here, and it's just really
Oh
interesting
yeah,
walking
there's a
around.
huge Jewish population in New York. And I love it because it's a lot of Jewish people that aren't Zionists and that aren't like, like there's a lot of Jewish people for Palestine as well, like in New York. And I just yeah, it's super cool. New York's really cool. Like I would never live there.
Oh yeah,
I
we did talk about this. I'm trying to
yes.
get you to move here.
I know. I am not a New York girly at all. Like I love having my little duplex, not my little duplex, my big duplex compared to what I would get in New York for the same price. Like I don't like the smell, I don't like the rats. I feel like every time I go outside, I feel like I shower and I don't feel clean. Like there's just like
I'm screaming, not the slander.
like but listen, if you like it, I love it kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I get why people love it. I really do. It's just like those reasons aren't as important to me.
No, that's real. I mean, you got a good setup too. You got your little Yoda RAV4. You got a good setup with your husband and your cats. Like, I think for me, if I was more settled, like you were, I would stay in Minnesota. But
Right.
I think because I'm just kind of like I'm also just yearning for more because I grew up in Minnesota, like born, raised, lived there,
Right, right. You
made the
always got to
career.
leave the place you're from. You always got to do it.
Exactly. And so I think that's just the chapter I need to do. And I will say, like, outside of the one rat that attacked me back in July, I haven't had I haven't had an issue
The one rat.
with yeah, I her name is Jamaica. I named her. She was a big girl and I was on my way from the train to the bus, which oh my god, the buses here are always delayed. Ew. Um, which because it's in Minnesota the buses are never delayed. It's like they're the one
Right.
consistent thing. But no, she attacked me, and she was coming from this cart, this like food cart, and I was just sitting there like for a fat minute because I just felt my ankle roll because that's how thick she was. And but I will say outside of that,
No,
um,
this is gonna be no for me, dog. I literally would have gotten on a flight that day.
honestly, I just like Clorox, the Lysol like spray like
Yeah.
my shoe, and then I just took a shower and I was back outside the next day. Um,
Ah, I love. Listen, if you like it, I love it.
but
But
Mumdani's gonna fix it. I heard they have a Razar here. Like they're working on it.
right, all
You
hell the
know,
rats are.
and as a policy babe myself, what a better a city that has never ending policy opportunities and I don't want to say never ending problems, but there are a lot more things to put my hands into, and my
Oh, for
brain,
sure.
as a policy nerd, like loves that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, as someone who works in public health, it's like there are certain places like I want to like work in a city because there's like like there's yes more problems, but there's more resources and there's more support and there's like more people to learn from and there's all these different opportunities. So totally makes sense. But yeah, you know what I was my cat is like I don't know she's on one, but you know what I was thinking about was the fact that we are coming to the end of the year and I feel like we should reflect a little bit on our year. I know we've talked a little bit about like different aspects of it, but I guess I just wanted to ask you, Faye, like what's something you're really proud of from this year? And maybe just a high level, like how this year felt for you.
Ooh, you're so introspective. I was also looking at our notes too. I was like, what else can we yap about? But okay, yes, for me, the high level things I'm proud of this year, I think I'm really proud of leaving my job for 4 months. I know we talked about this a lot when I was deciding to do it. It was just something that made me anxious. And shout out to Sabbatical for helping
Right.
facilitate that. Shout out Nexus for creating space where I could feel safe enough and comfortable enough and support enough to take that time off. But yeah, I worked since I was 16, so taking time off was never like a thing I ever thought of. And I'm so glad I did it because I realized I don't want to be exploited by organizations that say they're about immigrants, they're about Black people, that they're about like all the things and intersections I live in, but then weren't willing to give me time off, which crazy. Um,
It's crazy and it's so like common and that's the thing that like makes me sad because like so many like it's I mean right it's a nonprofit industrial complex like it's the system has to create like has to create the things that it's solving like in order to like kind of survive and like it's really frustrating and there's definitely like organizations that are trying to circumvent that like I will say that but it's really hard because like everyone's way that they learned how to do this work is that you grind yourself into the ground you take little to no money you half the time have to utilize the services that you're providing because like you can't afford anything and it's just like really like it wears on you and I think yeah, I'm really proud of you too for I think like obviously again like sabbatical helped and like, you know, but it does take a lot of like courage to say like nope, I'm going to take this time for myself and I will figure it out. And you did.
No, for real, because that first month I was anxious. I was like, no job, no paycheck. What we gonna do? And then my therapist was like, girl, go travel. And I was like, you're so right. T. Um, but
Right, the
like,
one thing you can't do when you have a job. Like
no,
pretty much.
literally. No, and I think too, like, sometimes having a job and having commitments that you love can get in the way of experiencing the world. And I think, especially too, being Somali and being a nomadic people, I think it is my birthright to travel and to experience the world. So it was just
Mm.
nice doing that, and like and it also made me realize like there are organizations that are in alignment with me. I just needed to take the time off to recognize the ones that weren't, to come back in
Mhm.
September and get my new job, which I love. But yeah, I think that's something I'm really proud of. There's a bunch of more, obviously, but that was my big one because you know me, being unemployed with anxiety,
Oh,
anxiety, they
I
keep
feel
on
that.
trying me. I think that's Dochi.
Dochi, yeah, it is. Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, I was like anxious with you, but I was like, you know what, girl, we gonna figure it out. Like at the end
No,
of the day,
literally.
and that's the importance of community, right? Like we will be anxious together, we will figure it out together, like all of those things. Yeah.
And figured it out, we did, and we kicked off our summer in New Orleans. Like, it was so beautiful. And on that note, what about you, my love? You also had an experience with sabbatical. You've also had a year. You've had a lot of transition. Same question back
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah, I have had a lot of transition. It's funny. So I'm planning like a little like get together for people to like vision and dream in the new year. And like I didn't really start planning it cuz like it's not that formal. I don't have to like start planning a week in advance. But I was just thinking about like I wanted to do one of those accomplishment cakes and things like that. And then I was just reflecting for myself like what are the things that before I get into like goals, right? Like and like goal setting and all of that stuff, like what are the things I actually like did this year that I feel like I didn't even set a goal for. I just like I just did things. And I think that is like a very broad description of like what I'm proud of is like I just did things. Like I just went for things that were interesting to me, even though I was like, I was not living where I wanted to live like long term. And I had been there for like 2 years, going on 3 years, and I was just like ready to go. And there was a lot of like distance, like physical distance, but also like emotional distance that I felt from like community and like people that cared for me. And I was dealing with a hard job, all of these things, right? And I think what I'm proud of is like I still like I always sought joy and creativity and like pushed myself in ways that felt good for me, despite all of those things. So, like, I did a musical, something I always wanted to do, and like I just did it, for the first time at 25, 26. Like, I did a weightlifting competition. I forget that that even happened this year. Like,
Dude, you went to Des Moines, Iowa to show these white folks what it looks like for a black baddie to lift.
yeah, and
Which
like
so
just
many metaphors in that, by the way.
no, I know. And it just was like a really great experience for me too, because it was like kind of getting back to like that like sport of it all. And also like me, especially like as a bigger black girl, like reconfiguring like my relationship to my like body and exercise and performance and all of these things. And like, just trying to be myself authentically throughout that. I started writing more. Like I think I just did things. Like I went for things and um I didn't really hold back, and I think I'm proud of that. And I am only just more excited for this next year to have even more of that. But yeah, I would say that and just like pushing myself and like trying new things. And yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, dude, like as someone who got to bear witness, which thank you, of that all that you did this year, I just want to say I'm so proud of you because like I remember you being like, dang, I wish I was closer to my friends, I wish I was closer to my community. And like you went out of your way to like create community where you were. You went out of your way to like try new things. And I think that like just the way in which you navigated that time period really is just the essence of our podcast. It's like even if the circumstances ain't it, like still dare to dream. And like mind you, you ate in that musical. I did not know you could sing like that. Like those weightlifting competition, like it's just like all these things. And even the nonprofit you run, like you created a space for people who didn't even know they needed community there too. And so I just want to say I'm proud of you. Shout out to being a black woman with audacity.
Oh, yes. And yes, thank you so much. And I'm so proud of you. You've done so much like just in this year, and I think like seeing your growth and like being able to witness that too is just like such a gift, and I'm just like so happy to have you in my life. So, yeah. I don't want to get too mushy,
Gushy
but
gushy.
gushy, I know.
the
Ew, it's like I like you or something.
no,
Um
our stop. You're flirting with me. No, now our listeners are like, oh my god, get a room.
Right, literally. But what was I gonna say? Oh, you said Black women with audacity, and it made me think of yeah, what like creative well, let me preface with the story that I kind of told Faye. So I went with
Yes,
one
oh
of
my
our
god.
friends to a BIPOC open mic. Shout out to Black Garnet Books in St. Paul. It's one of the first and only independently owned, Black owned bookstores in the Twin Cities. It was founded by a Black woman, a Black queer woman, and it's like such a cute space. If you live anywhere near the Twin Cities, please go. But they have different events. Like I went to a book club there, and then most recently I went to a BIPOC open mic. So they had a writing group, a BIPOC writing group that met once a month. And I didn't make it to any of them, but they had an open mic for people who like came to the writing group and kind of open to any like BIPOC writers to come and share their work. And so I went with a friend on Saturday and it was so cute. It was so good, like just such talented writers in the room and people at all different levels, all different like, oh, I just started writing last month or I've been writing since I was a kid or, whatever. And people's like stories and poetry and work was shared. It was beautiful. It was like a wonderful time. And afterwards we had time to like all kind of, chat and we were just, mingling and talking about different things we were wanting or whatever. And one person that I had met previously, their mutual friend, and I won't put their name out because I feel like that I didn't ask them to do that, but they were lovely. You will know who you are because I'm going to tell you that I talked about this on the podcast. But they were talking about how we should get together and write more because the writing group, it kind of had a grant and the person who was leading it is getting really busy. So we were saying like, we want to keep doing something like this, but they were like, yeah, no, like this shit is for the birds. This shit being like working a 9 to 5 that and just the check clearing and whatever, but also just like not like following your dreams, like, and they were just like, I gotta make it big, like I'm gonna write series, I'm gonna have my like books as Netflix shows, like I'm going all the way, like this shit's gotta work. And I was just like, I feel like every person I've been having a conversation with since that conversation, I've brought this up because it's just like a level of audacity, especially from another Black woman, that just sits in such like a soft place in my chest where I'm just like, one, so proud of her and so much belief in her. Like I don't even have to know her that well to know she's going to make that happen. Like at the end of the day she's going to make that happen. But also just like so inspired, and I was like, yeah, why can't I like go after these things? And that's not to say like what exactly she wants is what exactly I want, because it's not. But just like finding those like audacious dreams. And so that's kind of what we were talking about with like the audacity of a Black woman. And
Yes.
I just, yeah, so that was kind of like the full story, but yeah, it just felt so good. So um
No,
yeah.
and then like too, like I just want to add on before I forget, because ADHD. I think too, like
Mhm.
something about when you were telling me that story that just made me so excited was like this young Black woman is like fully her own supporter, fully is her 100%, and like I think there's just something so beautiful and so brave about that I just want to take on into my journey, because like we really do
Mhm.
need to be our own biggest supporters, and our own biggest hype women, and our dreams
Exactly.
are attainable, they're not that far off, and like I think our current day society can make it feel like our dreams are not realistic, and that we should just be happy making a check and having our bills paid and this, that, and the third. Was like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
like we can chase our dreams and we can still handle our business, and that's on that.
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely. And something I've been thinking about too, I'm reading a ton of books right now because uh I was about to say ADHD, but it's probably mania, and that's okay. Um I I am
I'm
reading
screaming.
like it's funny. I was talking to my husband Chad the other day and I was like, I think when I get obsessive about these things, it's like undiagnosed, like manic episodes. And he's like, yeah, probably. Like, he's like, he knows me so well that he's like, yeah, I can actually see that. So here's to diagnosing yourself in 2026. No, I'm kidding. Go get a diagnosis if that's within your means. Anyway, so I, I have
Pro
been
mental
reading.
health over here.
Right, we are. Yes, go see your therapist, get your meds, do all the things you got to do. But yeah, something I've been reading was a book about like it's a dystopian like adult fiction book, and it's freaking crazy. I want to find the title, but I anyway. It's like it's called anyway, I'll find the title later. But you know what? We'll put it in the description. That's what we'll do. But basically the premise is like there's like a dystopian society. It's very similar to ours, but it's like this like um sect of society, like this like neighborhood or this I'm trying to explain it without getting too deep into it. Like think about I guess like city. Like it's like different cities have different functions. And so the city is like for people to work and produce the goods for the rich people. Now, obviously, you can see the parallel to like our real life, right? Like we all like grind out our days to like work to like provide for the rich and then we go home and just try to find little comforts. Like they have like their little shops and they, but like it's simple. It's not a lot, but they don't really have to reckon with the like unfairness of it all because they're secure enough. And then one of our protagonists kind of breaks out of that and sees there's a whole world of like good, bad, and ugly. But it's like there's a sense of like disconcert, like what's the word? I guess like things start stirring in that one city where things start happening. The rich people don't want their goods because they're not like, oh, like this isn't, super organic. We want the super organic stuff from this other village. And then it affects the city's mental health. And then people start asking questions and their needs aren't being met because the medical care can't be provided for. All of these things, right? And I feel like it's really interesting to read that in like the time that we're in now. Because a lot of the conversations we were having at this open mic were like this concept of, yeah, everything's falling apart, like, and it's kind of making me more creative. Like, the world is kind of falling apart and it's making me like want to create art that one means something to me and like feeds my spirit, but also knowing like that's partially what we need. And so I say all that to and I will find the yeah, I'll put the title of that book if you're interested because it's very interesting. It's kind of crazy. There's a lot of trigger warnings. Please look into it before you like commit to reading it. But I will put it in the description if people are interested and whatever. But yeah, I say all that to say there is something so innately human about being creative and going after your dreams in the face of the world falling apart. I think sometimes there's a guilt of like, why am I worried about writing? Why am I worried about poetry? When like I still got to pay these bills but it's like that's exactly what you should be doing. Like you should be thinking about those things in your dreams in the context of like all this hardship because like that's what's going to sustain you and all of us. And also like art creates imagination and imagination creates change. So
Ooh, bars.
thank you, thank you. So yeah, I'm just feeling really inspired and this is also a sign to like go find things that inspire you. But what's been inspiring you lately, Faye? Has there been any settings in New York, especially? I know that you've seen some really cool art in the past, or it could be literally even just conversations. I know you had a really nice date with a really nice person that was also
LOL.
interested in
Okay.
policy. I won't say anything specific, but just
Watch
like
them listen to this and be like, "You talking about me?"
if
No.
he if he
Well,
is
I
listening,
want to.
hi.
Yes. Hi, blank. No. Wait. Let me respond to what you said because I had a thought, and then I'll let you know what's been inspiring me. Um, Someone said to me the other day that you chasing your dreams, at least in the context of us being creative and writing and doing all the things, like you should do it anyway because like the bills, the things that are keeping you up at night, they will all still be there whether or not like you pursue your passions or not, whether or not you write that book or
Mhm,
not. So it's like if
mhm,
the woes are still going to be there, might as well like continue to chase your dreams. And I just wanted to add that note because it really spoke to me, and I think as young people who are sadly a part of an exploited class, an exploited workforce, we can forget that all the troubles will be here, so might as well chase our dreams. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and then I will answer your question
yeah.
about what's been inspiring me. Actually, the book you gave me on my trip here has been inspiring me a lot. Sweet Grass and Soul Food, Memoir and Poems, by Mediki M. Moss, if I'm saying that right, which I hope I am.
Oh, are you asking me? Because I'm not sure. I met her briefly, but I didn't hear her say her name. But she's very sweet and a very talented writer.
She's so talented, and I've just been like reading her poems, and she talks about like how like we as people, like regardless of if we have access to our like indigenous lands or not, like our body remembers history, the food our body remembers the taste of food, our body holds time, and that's just been really inspiring me as someone who
Mhm.
always feels like I don't have enough time to do anything. And she's just been reminding me to like slow down and that time is like a tool of the oppressor. And honestly,
Mm.
yeah, and I don't know, it's been inspiring me to write. I've written a few poems while I've been here. I think also the fact that the city is so busy and so alive just makes me want to be like busy and alive, like, and not in like a toxic way, just in a like, girl, wake
Right.
up, you got life to live.
Right.
Um, versus back home, I would probably be like, I would sleep in a little bit, maybe go do some chores, like come see you, go to work, like maybe go to a poetry slam. But like, everything's a maybe versus here everything is like definitive, and my desire to
Right.
fulfill it is like shit, I might be manic now too.
My condition is spreading. No, I think I think that's great. But
I consent.
you have like a zest for like creativity in life. I totally get that.
No, literally, and I feel like the anxiety that I normally have in the background is just fading away being here. Like, and I don't know what that
Aw,
means, but I'm gonna talk to my therapist about it. Um, but yeah, that's
real,
kind
and
of
that might mean that you're where you should be right now. You know.
exactly. And shout out to Sweetgrass and Soul Food for this beautiful collection of poems that is also your memoir.
Yeah, I think it's actually it makes me feel really like lovely and like warm and gooey inside that we are able to like shout out specifically like black women in like all of these kinds of story minus the book I was talking about. I think it was written by an Asian woman, but still like BIPOC people like local to here and like who are like doing incredible things and like it also shows that like every one of these like whether it's a conversation, whether it's a book, whatever, whether it's like art that we saw or heard or smelled, like because food can be art too, like I think has been created by someone who had like some level of audacity to be like, yeah, I can do this shit. And so like what does that tell us about like our ability to like create things and make things happen, right? Like there's an element of like, nah, I got it.
No, literally, and I think honestly, what this episode is about is like just giving yourself permission to do the thing, and then actually doing the thing, because it's like there are so many before us, so many beside us, so many within us that like are already doing it and that are
Okay,
rooting for
poet.
us. Girl, I've been picking up the pen, but I want to read a passage from the book that I think really encapsulates what we're talking about right now. And she goes in page 18. Um, I am whole, my ancestors are whole, my children will be whole no matter what fraction appears on paper. Authenticity lives in relationships, responsibility, reciprocity, in who claims you, in who you show up for, in what you give back. That's the math Congress never learned to do.
I loved that one. So like, because she's talking about kind of like the blood quantum in indigenous communities and how it's like this way of like doing fractions of how indigenous you are and what you have rights to and what your heritage is and all of that and how that can be really flawed, especially for someone who's Afro Indigenous. And I just think like that sentiment of like you get to decide your wholeness independent of like these systems and like that's rooted in the people who are there for you and in your own blood and in your own like spirit. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. That was lovely.
Of course, thank you for letting me borrow this book.
Yeah, I'm actually deciding in this moment that I'm just gonna give it to you. So, Merry Christmas.
Oh, oh, stop. Okay, well then, I can't wait to give you your Christmas present when I fly back.
Oh, your presence is enough. Literally, everybody's
Oh,
like,
you're
"Oh my God,
sweet.
guys, stop."
No, but honestly, yeah, I think as long as we live within our authenticity, like we'll be in the spaces we're meant to, and we'll produce the art we're meant to. And even if you're not an artist, like I think there's art in like everything, like policy making, public
Oh
health, like
yeah.
just waking up every day and like doing your best, because that's what really this pod is about, like chasing your dreams to the fullest.
Right. And I think about I saw this quote talking about like, they say that um we don't need art, and that like AI will replace everything and blah blah blah, but like this, I'm very much paraphrasing by the way, but like essentially like we use art when we write obituaries, when we write letters to our loved ones, like we use art like when we draw a picture as a child for like we do all of these things that we just think are like part of like life, but like every moment has like art in it. And I think the times in my life where I felt the least encumbered was when I was like thinking of art as, oh, I'm just drawing a thing, or I'm just writing a story, or I'm just like not labeling it as like I'm an artist, because like that carries a lot for people. So if you're listening to this and you're like, this doesn't relate to me, like I don't do anything artistic, like to Faye's point, like all of these things have like a level of art to them. Like when you're in like that flow state, when you're working on something you really care about, or you're doing something that you're really passionate about, like that is like an expression of your art. So yeah.
No, literally. I mean, shoot, even the revolution got art. Like, what did Vince Staples say?
What I mean, what didn't he say? And literally go watch it was Vince Staples in the
And Z-Way. Vince
way
Staples and Z-Way had an interview, and this does not, like, match our wholesome vibe happening right now at
at
all.
all. He was cutting up. It was
But he
hilarious
was,
though.
but he was just talking about how, like, well, I'm making it sound better and more, um, prettier
Applicable.
than the way he delivered it.
Yeah.
But honestly, basically, like, the revolution will be photographed, and like everything has art and tied to it, and like
Right.
even
History
in the
is
half
recorded.
exactly. And so he's like, get fresh if you're gonna pop out against the system.
Right.
And I
He
say
was
that all to
saying that's
say,
why January 6th didn't work, because they were ugly. And
no, literally. Honestly,
that shit was so funny.
we should pop out with photos on January 6th, just in right in support of Vince's statements.
Right, right. Like y'all gotta look fresh if you're trying to like revolutionize for real, for real. Like in remembrance, which is also funny because that's one of my one of my really good friends' birthdays. So I'm just gonna be like, this is for you, but also because the revolution will be photographed, I will be looking good. Um.
Oh my goodness. Uh,
Uh, well,
what else would you like to discuss? We are at the 37-minute mark.
I know that feels pretty good. I feel like we dropped a lot. Well, we dropped a lot of like good stuff on you guys, if I do say so myself. I will say I did want to ask, like, what is one, I guess, if you had to pick one, and maybe related to our conversation, but it doesn't have to be. One thing that you're like really looking forward to doing, experiencing, trying in this next year.
That's a great question. I need to pontificate. I need to ponder because I have too many things I want to do, and not enough brain space. But oh, actually, yes, I want to finish learning, aka start, because I never really started, but I kind of did, but not really. I want to finish learning how to DJ because I have all this music stuck in my brain 24/7, and I just want to have an outlet
Mhm.
for it. Even though the goal is not to like play venues and do stuff, I just want to like have a form of expression outside of my poetry. Because as much as I love my poetry, I've watered that relationship since I was 16, and I want to water a new art form, and I want to start a new relationship with another art form.
Mm,
Um,
that's
and then
so brave.
honestly, hopefully getting my dream job. Like I have the job I really like right now, but there's some opportunities that I really really want, and I'm gonna go after. But yeah, what
Heck
about you?
yeah. Yeah, oh, those were good. I feel like I am, again, shout out to that beautiful Black woman at this open mic that really kind of, and just being around all those people that are like writing, and I really do find a lot of joy in writing. And I think I did a lot of different things this year, and I think like I do wanted to continue trying some of those different things. But I think something I'm really excited about growing in, actually two things. It's two things for sure. Is my writing practice, like committing to like a daily writing practice, finding that book idea because I do want to write a book, and I don't want to put too much of a timeline on what that looks like, but definitely getting a good start into that, whether that's finding that idea, or just like becoming a better writer. I like developed like a little mini curriculum for myself of like books I want to read, and ways that I want to practice and strengthen my writing. And then oh, and because I know somebody, if they are a writer or not, will be curious. I want to primarily write fiction, speculative fiction, maybe something dystopian. I love young adult, but I'm leaning towards like y- young adult that's like older, like over 18. But I don't know. We'll see. A lot of this is still up in the air. So that's one thing.
Hey, that's why it's called dreaming.
Exactly. And then the other thing, I want to like dance a lot more. Like obviously like go out and dance, like that is something I do all the time. So but like I'm like taking more dance classes because that's something I've been wanting to do for the past few years, but I lived an hour away from where all adult dance classes were. So now that I'm a lot closer, that's something I've been starting to do. And so I'm really excited to like be consistent with that and try new things, and like just to have a different like level of control and like a sense of movement in my body. So yeah, those are two things like I'm really excited about creatively and kind of what I'm honing in on now. And there's other things I'm excited for another year of being married to my husband. I know, so cheesy, but I
Hey, you
just
gotta hold on to the ones you love.
I know. I just love living in this house with him and my cats, and I'm just excited. I'm just excited for life and aging and all of those things. I think there's plenty of dreaming to happen. And I'm excited for this podcast and for us to continue doing this because this brings me a lot of joy.
Yes, and you can keep up with all the things we do in the new year and all the thoughts and takeaways and overviews, and honestly dream along with us. What are if you have some things you want to do in the new year, if you have some goals, like let's help motivate each other. Let's help water each other. And yeah, stay tuned to Black Girl Still Dreaming. We will be here dreaming another year.
Yes, thank you all. Have a fabulous holiday season, a wonderful new year, and we'll be back in your ears.
All right, mwah, see you next year. Bye.
Bye.